So here's the thing. So we should establish one ground rule here, or we should like sort something out. First off, this is clearly X tier. Question mark is clearly X tier, obviously. Green is definitely meh. So I'm sort of thinking like, here's a basic question we need to answer. Is it okay ever for a normal weapon to be above a Grizzco weapon? I think yes. Oh, update the title. Good call. Hang on. Okay. Hopefully that was a good compelling title. I could not decide, so I ranked the Grizz weapons on their own tiers. Okay, so that's the thing. I was sort of tempted to do this. So tell me what we think about this. If I do add a row below or above, sorry. Like I could see myself want to do this, like G, right? But this only makes sense if we consider like G weapons to be above everything else. Like we would never consider a normal weapon to be above Grizco weapons individually. Okay, well, let's do that then. I think it's fine. Let me get rid of this garbage. This was a mistake. I just did that for the joke of it. Okay. All right. Are we all good? All the rules clear? Okay. See you, kitten. Thanks again for the raid. Wait a second. Did I miss something? No. Okay. Okay. So I expect there's going to be some discussion here, but let me just like do an opening move. So this, just to set like the tone, I feel like this is like B. Does that feel right to people? That's like middle of the road, right? You could even argue A possibly, but that's just like how we think about B, Splattershot. B is right. Okay. So I think you could argue that goes with Splattershot. 52 probably goes there too. And again, oh, sorry, one other thing I forgot to clarify. This is obviously for Salmon Run, and this is like freelance centric. So if you like potentially need to carry a wave, which would be totally different than if it was like overfishers, right? And it's like a bunch of people that you know, that would be a different list. This is like if you're just going in, hitting like freelance. That's the way I'm thinking about this. The spread holds it back a bit. Oh yeah, exactly. Okay, so this is like if you're just like a single person going to play Salmon Run. That's what I'm thinking about this. And this is like amortized across all the maps. So you could argue that like, okay, what if pencil is like really bad on spawning grounds? We should think about it in terms of like across all the maps averaged out. Okay, so jet, I would say, and stuff that's like, here's the other way I personally think about this. Situationally useful weapons are generally going to be pretty low because Salmon Run demands that you do like a lot of stuff, right? And be very flexible. So I actually think jet is useful, but as a general weapon, I think it's like a C. Put jet in S tier because that's my main. We'll seriously consider that as an option. That we'll workshop that one a bit. We'll have to discuss that one. I'm trying to think of the most bureaucratic way to say that. Okay. Ink brush, again, we're just kind of filling out some of the pillars here. Ink brush, I'm going to put firmly in meh. Jet B, C seems like a better fit. Yeah. Oh, also, I think there's probably going to be like 2 passes on this. There's like the initial pass and then there's like the revisions, right? And this should be a group effort, I'm thinking. So tell me if you think something's way off. You have a tier called bias for your main weapon. That's actually really funny. Okay, so let's just kind of fill out some tiers here. So I think Dapples is safely S. I think I guess should I go from like left is the highest in the tier? Probably, right? And right is like lowest in the tier. So this is a little tough. I think I would say A initially on this. I'm just doing the initial like culling right now, right? Pro is really bad. Low C, high D. Dapples S or X. Brush is top of S. Bagel is just here to be the foil, I'm convinced. Okay. So here's the other thing we could do. We could initially put stuff in S and then like on the second pass upgrade it to X. That's one way to do this. So like stuff will get like a second pass like upgrade. It's like a, first class upgrade for free or whatever. This one's hard because it's good sometimes, but it's also awful sometimes. So I don't know what I'm going to hold on to that. If someone has some suggestions for pencil, let me know. Put 96S. It has a lot of good interactions. I could see that. I think that's actually a fair point. Yeah, especially after using it right now. Let me get my chair. Hang on. Okay. Tetras. I guess we should put a D weapon down actually first so that we know what D is. Hang on. Also have to fix my monitor. Squiffer and Explo and X. That's an interesting combo. I think Squiffer is definitely at least A tier. 100%. Are you serious about the Explo in X? I assume that's a joke. And we're talking about Salmon Run, right? Okay, so let's find what's a good D weapon. So I would say H3 is D. Because the difference between these two is H3 is based on your playstyle. Nova. No, but for Salmon Run though. So like if you're trying to like carry a wave, like carry a team, the question is, will Explo be the best weapon you can have for that? H3 is F. H3 is F. We don't have an F. Should we make an F just for H3? So here's the thing. I would if the current rotation had H3 instead of brush, I think the rotation would be easier. That's the way I'm thinking about it. That's why it's not in meh. I have a polarizing thing to put in meh also that may elicit some feedback. Okay, what are we? Which A? So what's a good A one? Like not quite top tier, but still quite good. Machine maybe. Put Dread in X already. We can put Dread in. Well, we're not putting thing in X yet, so let's put it in S. This I think safely goes in S. Or sorry, yeah, S. Wiper definitely goes in S. If I can get my, there we go. Any disagreements so far? H3 is C. Squiffer A. Oh yeah, we put Squiffer in for sure. Where is Squiffer? Here it is. Okay. Do we agree that's an S? Hydra is a low C. I think Hydra is going to be my controversial one. I think people may have strong feelings about my Hydra placement. S for Squiffer, okay. Octo, I'm going to say C for Octo. Heavy edit A. I think that's a safe call. I think I would say heavy edit A. Where is it here? Even arguably S, but let's say A for now. Actually, no, that's a good S, like pillar. Paintbrush is good A. That I agree with that. Paintbrush and A. I think you can even make a case for S, but yeah, I think A is probably closer to heavy edit. Your tier list is already so different because of your rules. You mean because like it's not like an overfishing team? Okay, Stamper is definitely S, right? There's no question, I assume. Brella? So it's gone up in my list, honestly, over time. I think I would put it in B for right now. S Blast and S. I want it so bad to be better than it is for me. It's the speed. Here's the dilemma I have with S Blast. All right, okay, we'll get to S Blast. Let's hold on that one for 1 sec. Splat dualies? I'm tempted to go A Splat dualies. Does that feel okay? Because you get the roll, right? You get the roll and then you get the turret, so you get dodging and extra like firing power. Brella does how much damage? I think it's 210, isn't it? Let me see. Or I don't know, maybe we have a DPS like fact checker. Move pro down to D with H3. I could see that. It is, and if only for, actually I think the strongest argument for moving it down is the ink efficiency is beyond awful. Okay, what other sort of like freebies do we get in here? B for Glugas? 180, 240? Yeah, something like that. It's more than undercover, I remember for sure. V slosher, easy A. I don't love V slosher. I think Dread is in many ways a better V slosher. Gluga's A or S. I could see an argument for A. Turret mode is powerful. I'm going to put it here until somebody complains. It's like 96 in turret, exactly. Yeah. Mini. I think Mini is very good. I think it's probably in the same level of good as Splat Dualies. You're complaining? Okay, go ahead with your complaint. Gluga's B. Tell me why. What's your beef with Glugas? We should make a good case here. Ballpoint high A, maybe S. Totally agree. Absolutely agree. I'll do that while waiting for. Okay, you don't like how inefficient they are. That's a decent point. How do we feel about that? But is it worse than 96? It's a little too slow. But so we have to look at through the lens of what if it's like a rolling 96, right? A because of the interactions. High B. Okay, that might be one of those we do on second pass. I see what you're saying, Pluto, for sure. Absolutely. Excuse me. Okay, so which category is a little low right now? So how about undercover? C? Is that too low? Glugas is more or less B tier. I could see a case for B. It's really the thing with Glugas is that they're powerful, right? Can handle sticks on the ground. See, that's really useful. Kills Cohawks quickly. Steelheads and stingers aren't a problem either. We're looking at OPL. What's OPL? Sorry, I don't know what that means. Turret mode is perfectly fine too. I have two people with me now. 96 doesn't have ending like, oh, that's actually, okay, that's the strongest point I've heard. Ranger saying they have the end lag thing. Okay, so let's preliminarily move it down here to B, because I think that's actually a really good case. Or are you saying it doesn't have, 96 doesn't have it like Lucas? Yeah. Because that is the problem with turrets. You can be frozen in time there and just get killed. That's actually a really good point. Okay, that's a really good point. All right, L3, I want to say A. That might be kind of a polarizing decision, but I think it's like 400 DPS, right? Something like that, 475, or sorry, 375, something like that. No, we're not saying Glugas are bad. V-Charger is awful, absolutely. 96 is better than Glugas, yeah, I think that's true. I think it's a good point. Okay, so this is a safe S, right? Ballpoint, 700 DPS in burst mode. Can recharge right away. I think this is considered like a top tier weapon, right? Does anybody disagree with that? Reef, I think is, whoops, whoa, hang on, hit the wrong mouse button, 1 sec. Reef, I think is very powerful after its buff. I think that's a minimum. Ballpoint S, yeah. It does rely on close range. That's true, but it's 700 DPS close range, which is bonkers. S for Reef. I could be talked into S for Reef. It cleans Cohawks, yeah. Does anybody disagree with that? So let's see. Wait. A lot of bias towards S right now, which I guess is my fault. Okay, we should try to fill out some of the bottom levels. So Spread on partials is a bit, okay. Reflux X, Ref S or A is fine. GooTuber is C. I feel like that's going to be one of those polarizing ones, so we'll come to that. Okay, so I think I'm tempted to say V-Charger is D. Like it's like better than Brush, but not much but better. GooTuber B or A, even for me. How do you use it though? You're using it as the tap weapon, or are you talking about for the charger aspect? Because the thing is, like, you can get the same DPS from just like NZAP without having to tap. So it's sort of like if I had the choice between NZAP at A or at B currently and tapping to get NZAP with possibly using charger in certain circumstances, charging is powerful. It's just very slow though. The strongest argument for charging is piercing. You only charge for steelheads and scrapper. Well, you charge for also hordes for horde piercing. NZAP has a hold charge mode. Wait. Oh, does NZAP have a hold charge mode and a good charge mode? No, it does not. Goo is, let's come back to Goo, because I think that's we could spend a lot of time on Goo. That's my thought. That's going to be polarizing. Recycled, I think, is quite good. I think it's a B, at least, because it's got range. I think it's actually higher power than Splatbrella. Actually, it should be here then. And you can shoot the canopy constantly. What does that say? Also has good initial floor painting. Oh, for Goo does? Yeah. By the way, if somebody says it, we should probably say what the weapon is, because we're talking about a bunch of weapons. Recycled would say A. I could be talked into A for recycled. I think it's very good. I think it's better than the Splatbrella. Because the canopy, again, for Salmon Run specifically, the canopy in Splatbrella is so slow to fire that I don't know how useful it is. It's useful standing still. Where would we put tent? Ooh, that's a good question. I think so. I think my bias might be too heavy in this one. I can't stand how slow it is. Tent A or S. You'd rather have Splatbrella. Well, Ranger, why is that? What's your reasoning there? Oops, sorry, I hit the mic there. You think it is good because it doesn't shoot its canopy? Oh, so you just want to use it up close for like deflections. It's so good for lessers and has an insane kill time. We're talking about tent. Is that what you mean? Single cycle a good amount of bosses. Tent can't kill Cohawks in one shot, which I wish it had. What is the single shot damage on tent? I thought it could single. Oh, it can't. That's right. 350. Yeah, Cohawks are 400. I don't know what to do about that one. Okay, let's come back to that 1 second. I'm trying not to get too caught up on one because it's gonna get like kind of boring. Let's put heavy in A alongside heavy edit. We may have to like resort these. Okay, let's do a controversial one. I think this maybe should be a meh. I think this is a theoretically amazing weapon that in practice is very rarely amazing. Because the problem is that this is through the lens of freelance, right? It's if you have a team that knows how to play the game well and you know them and you know your play style and they'll protect you, then it's great. If you have to try to carry the wave, it is a total nightmare. The devs put in terrible rotations and maps. That's true. I'm going to put it here until somebody can make a strong case for that. I mean, here's the thing. 900 DPS for a full charge, partial charge, like anything less than full charge is 525. Meanwhile, you've got this guy who has 700 DPS instantly, basically. So this is theoretically higher, but in practice, you're going to get more kills per match with this thing, I think, unless you've got extreme protection. It's bad in FL. Squad, it's amazing. It feels like we're assuming every wave is going terribly. Have you played freelance? I'm just kidding. That's just a joke. No, but I'm saying, like, imagine you're playing on like spawning grounds, right? They're like playing on spawning grounds. Like, what are the weapons that you would bring with you on your desert island? Okay. Not, I think, would we call not A or B? I think I'm tempted to say A because it has a lot of the same qualities as ballpoint, but not quite. We're gonna do X as the second pass. We'll promote some things there. You would say S above heavy edit. You're saying alongside ballpoint. Okay. I mean, I could be tucked into that. Not as very good. What is it 525 DPS? It is, right? That's the only thing I'm thinking, that because the thing that this has the 700 burst. It has range. That's actually a good point. Charging, the range is something I hadn't thought about. Okay, let's for now put that here then. It does hold charge. So here's the thing about that. Hold charge, I don't think actually matters in Salmon Run. It's like, it's important for PvP because you can get the charge and then hide in the ink and then fire it. But the Salmonids can see you anyway. You can't hide from the Salmonids. I mean, it helps a little bit if you're trying to move or whatever. But by the way, that's part of the reason this thing is in meh, because you can spend like an hour and a half charging this to full charge and then have to move and you lose all of it. Really good boss slayer, decent lesser killing power. By the way, it's been forever since we've had not in a rotation, I'm realizing. Top 5 consistency in boss slaying. Okay, well, let's put it here until somebody wants to talk us all out of it. Tetras, I'm going to say D tier. Really bad DPS, really bad ink efficiency, horrendously bad end lag. Yeah, okay. Oh, you want to go for math? I mean, I think if I was caught if I was the last person alive with either of these weapons, I'd be in real trouble. If I was the last person alive with these, I think I could make it work. Tetras are awful. I agree, they're awful. Are they as awful as brush? I don't know. And by the way, I'm doing this just to wake up my display. Okay. Definitely meh. Okay. Tetras are meh. All right, people feel very strongly about that, so let's put them in meh. This, I think, is at least A. Very powerful. Single shot, steelheads, eels, what else? This gets single shot a lot of stuff. And it's got range, and it's got paint, and the tap shots up close are pretty good. I don't think Zoom is that useful in SR, personally. The weapons in mess seem special, kind of bad. Yeah, I mean, left to my own devices, I would definitely do this. But this is a collaborative effort, mostly, so I'll put it there for now. Does this feel okay? Try stringer. I think this is good. By the way, I feel really good about this list right now. It's not useful, but it's fun. There's a lot of S just because I think those are the weapons people are excited about. That's why we ended up talking about those. You know, that's why it's more filled out. And also remember, some of these are going to get promoted up into X. S for try. Try bucket. Try stringer. I could probably be talked into that. A is good for try. Is there anybody else want to see try in S? Stamper is X. Yeah, we'll do that. Don't worry. I think Stamper can easily get an X. Really good precision. Okay. Let's go. I'm gonna leave it an A for now until somebody wants to make a case for killing cogs one shot is good for sure. But is it as effective as ballpoint or Stamper or Squiffer? All G. I don't know. Okay, let's keep going. I would argue Luna is S because it is like ridiculously good at lessers, very, very powerful, fires quickly. Does anybody disagree with that? I feel like that's a pretty safe choice. A is more fitting, sorta, yeah. High A for Luna. Painting buff it got. What painting buff for which? The painting buff, oh, for Stringer. Luna. It got a painting buff? I totally missed that. Okay. Okay, see you, Bagel. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for arguing about weapons. Have a good night. Oh, G-Roller is down here. Okay, I just saw it. Okay, so nobody's trying to talk me out of Luna, so let's keep going. Okay, potentially controversial. I think this is in C. And the reason is that it's slow, the power is not that high, and the range is nowhere near as it's a far worse Luna, in my view. That's Range Blaster, yeah. I don't think that range. So the thing about this is like the range difference is meaningful in PvP compared to like say Blaster, but it's so minor that in SR it just doesn't matter. Like you're not trying to kite a Cohawk shooting at you with Blaster. We also Luna in A. Okay, that's fine. I don't feel strong about that one. That's fine. I don't feel that strong about Luna being an S. Back to reading classes. I know I have another reading class tomorrow. Range Blaster is 300 in SR. It's not enough to one shot a Steelhead. It's what, like 280? No, it can't one shot Steelhead. That's S Blast. I forget what the exact number is, but it's like 280. If it could one shot a Steelhead, it would be higher, I think. But it's very slow. It's only barely further than other blasters, and the radius is not that great. So the only thing you have, there's major downsides compared to Luna, and only minor range advantage. Yeah, it's not that great. I kind of even want to put it in D, but I think C is probably more fair. Okay, where does this go? I like this. I used to main this in PvP. Is B too high for this? 250, yeah, for Range Blaster. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Does anybody have a problem with Tri-Bucket being in B? I abhor blasters. I think Luna is great. I think well, we'll get to that in a second. But I hear you. I hear you on that one. High C for Tri-Slosh. Is it the same as range? I mean, these are pretty bad weapons. I think I may have to vouch for Tri-Slosher compared to Octobrush and UCB and Range Blaster. I feel I can do a lot more like good with Tri-Slosher because you get the extreme mobility, right? That's a huge benefit. Jet Squelcher. Okay. I see where you're coming from with that. All right, let's try to pick up the pace a little bit. Junior, probably C for the DPS aspect and the lack of range. It's got a huge like ink tank, but Tri-Slosh in B. I mean, I feel better about it in B. Okay, I'm gonna vouch for B. I'll have a couple kind of like special requests in. So I'm gonna put in. We can always come back to this, but like B for now. Petition Glugos moved to A. I would put them in A, but I think a lot of people. I think the thing that killed Glugos was the end lag. Vouch for it in A. Pluto doesn't want it in A. I wish there was some way to like label these, like to say like revisit or something. As long as it's under 96, it's fine. I think I go back and forth on this. If it wasn't for the end lag, I think it'd be a clear A.